Hey everyone, welcome back to Learn English Beyond Words. I'm John, and today, well, I'm still hungry, but I've upgraded my taste.
Welcome back. I'm Carol. In our last video, we looked at the fast-paced world of ordering burgers at a counter. But today, we are slowing things down. We're talking about the sit-down restaurant experience.
This is where things get a bit more sophisticated, right? You aren't just shouting an order at a screen, you have a waiter, a multi-page menu, and a lot of social, unwritten rules.
Exactly, John. This is where English truly becomes a tool for connection. When you sit down at a restaurant, you aren't just buying fuel for your body, you are participating in a social event.
But for a learner, it can be intimidating. There are so many questions. Do you have a reservation? Can I start you off with some drinks? How is everything tasting? It feels like a constant interview.
It does. But don't worry. Today, we're going to give you the exact phrases of power to handle every stage, from the moment you walk in the door to the moment you pay the bill.
And stick around until the end because Carol is going to explain one of the most awkward moments in any restaurant: how to complain about your food without being rude.
Yes, most students are so polite that they eat a cold steak just because they don't know the right English to ask for a new one. I'll show you how to do it with grace.
And I'll be sharing a trick about the hidden menu. Well, it's not hidden, but most people don't know how to ask about the specials. Let's get into the keywords.
To feel like a smart friend at a restaurant, you need to pick up these 5 expressions. They're slightly more advanced than I want, and they will make you sound much more natural. 1. A party of. This isn't about balloons and cake. In a restaurant, your party is simply the number of people in your group. 2. Complimentary. This is every diner's favorite word. It means free of charge. 3. The special. A dish that isn't always on the menu. Usually, it's what the chef is most proud of that day. 4. Split the bill, when each person pays for their own meal instead of one person paying for everyone. 5. Put in an order, a slightly more formal way to say to order. You'll hear waiters say, "I'll go ahead and put that order in for you."
I love complimentary bread. I could live on that alone. All right, let's dive into the chat. Okay, Carol, I'm walking into a nice Italian restaurant. There's a person at a little desk at the front. What do I say?
That person is the host or hostess. They will usually ask, "Do you have a reservation?" or "How many in your party?"
If I don't have a reservation, do I just run away?
No, you can say, "No, we don't. Do you have a table for 2?" Or "Is there a wait for a party of 4?"
Oh, wait, that's a good one. They might say, there's about a 20-minute wait.
Exactly. And if they say that, you can decide to stay or leave. Once you're seated, the first thing that happens is usually the drink order.
This is where I always feel rushed. I just sat down. I haven't even looked at the menu.
It's okay to be honest. Just say, "Actually, could we have a few more minutes to look at the menu?" Or "Could we just start with some water while we decide?"
Now, the menu in a sit-down place is usually divided into sections: appetizers, mains, sides, and desserts.
Right, and sometimes you'll see words like starters instead of appetizers, or entrees instead of mains.
Entree is a weird one because in some countries it means the beginning, but in the US it's the big main plate.
It is confusing. Now, John, what about the specials? How do you ask about those?
Well, the waiter might say something like, would you like to hear our specials for tonight? But if they don't, I usually just ask, do you have any specials today?
Good. And here's a tip. Sometimes the special is market price. That means the price depends on the day, usually for seafood. If you're on a budget, it's totally okay to ask, "How much is the lobster today?"
Yeah, don't get a surprise when the bill comes. I have a question. What if I see a word on the menu I don't know, like braised or reduction?
Don't be shy. A restaurant is a service. You can ask, "How is the chicken prepared?" Or "Could you tell me a bit more about this dish?"
I also like to ask for recommendations. What is your most popular dish? Or what do you recommend?
Those are perfect B1 B2 phrases. It shows you're engaged. And if you have an allergy, you must say, "I'm allergic to peanuts." Does this dish contain any?
I'm halfway through our meal and I'm already full of vocabulary.
If this simulation is helping you feel more prepared for your next trip or dinner out, please give us a like. It helps us know that these real life topics are what you want to see.
And subscribe. We're building a community of learners who want to go beyond the classroom. Now back to the table. Okay, Carol, I've put in my order. Now I'm eating. Suddenly, the waiter appears and says, "How is everything tasting?" But my mouth is full of pasta.
That is a classic restaurant moment. You don't need to give a long speech. A simple, "It's great, thank you," or even a thumbs up and a nod is enough.
But what if it's not great? What if I ordered a steak medium rare and it comes out looking like a piece of dry wood?
This is the hard part for many learners. To do this politely, use the phrase, "I'm sorry, but..."
I'm sorry, but I think there's a mistake.
Exactly. Or, "Excuse me, I ordered the steak medium rare, but this seems a bit overcooked. Could I have another one?"
Oh, that's very polite. You aren't blaming the waiter, you're just stating a fact.
Right. Most good restaurants will fix it immediately and might even offer you a complimentary dessert or a discount to apologize for the mistake.
Complimentary. There's that word again. I love it. The meal is over. I'm happy. I'm full. How do I get the bill? Do I shout, "Money"?
Definitely not. In the US, you can just catch the waiter's eye and make a writing motion in the air with your hand, or simply say, "Could we have the check, please?"
Check in the US, bill in the UK. Both are fine.
Now, what about when you're with friends?
Ah, the math part. If I want to pay for my food and my friend wants to pay for theirs, I say, "Could we split the bill, please?"
Perfect. Or, could we do separate checks? Most restaurants are happy to do this if you ask before they print the final paper.
And tipping. This is a big cultural thing in English-speaking countries.
Yes, in the US, an 18 to 20% tip is standard. If the service was amazing, you might even leave 25%. If you're paying with cash and the bill is $18 and you give them a $20 bill, you can just say, "Keep the change."
Keep the change. That makes me feel like I'm in a movie.
Good evening. Welcome to the Blue Bistro. Do you have a reservation?
No, we don't. Is there a table for a party of two?
There is, right this way. Your server will be with you in a moment. Hi there. Can I start you off with something to drink? Or perhaps our complimentary sparkling water?
Sparkling water would be great, thank you. Actually, could you tell us about the specials tonight?
Of course. We have a pan-seared salmon with a lemon butter sauce, and our soup of the day is roasted tomato.
That salmon sounds great. I'll have that. But could I get the sauce on the side?
Certainly. Anything else?
No, that's it for now.
I'll go ahead and put that order in. How is everything tasting?
It's delicious, thank you. But excuse me, I think I'm missing my side of vegetables.
Oh, my apologies. I'll bring those out right away.
No problem. Could we have the check, please? And we'd like to split the bill.
Absolutely. I'll be right back with those. You see, ordering in a restaurant is just a series of small, polite steps.
It's all about being clear and using those polite markers like could I, I'll have, and excuse me.
Don't let the fear of making a mistake stop you from enjoying a great meal. Even if you forget a word, you can point to the menu.
I've done that many times, but every time you use a new phrase like party of or split the bill, your brain gets a little more used to the real world.
We're so excited to see you using English as a tool for your adventures. Whether it's a fancy dinner or a quick snack, you have the words now.
Go out there, eat something delicious, and practice.
We'll see you in the next video.
Bye, everyone.